Well, JT Snow, this is amazing about life. When I woke up this morning, I had no clue I'd be talking to you later in the day. How are you doing? And before we get to the Ballers news, where are you at and what have you been up to lately?
Yeah, everything is good. Raising kids, getting them educated, getting them away from college and now empty nesters. And been in the Bay Area. I'm in Menlo Park right now. I've been up here since moved up here 2001 full time when I was with the Giants. So yeah, and this is caught a lot of people by surprise this morning. I knew they're going to release it today, but I've been talking to the Ballers for about a month now, and it's a pretty cool story and pretty cool, interesting way this all came about.
Yeah, and so you mentioned empty nester. You got a little bit more free time. You're looking to get into baseball, do something productive, and the Ballers didn't actually reach out to you. And I don't know if you don't take offense to that. They maybe just weren't on their radar, but you reached out to the Ballers, and they weren't even sure that it was actually the Gold Glove JT Snow winner.
Exactly. So I've been a part of the Giants organization for a while, and then haven't been for the last few years. And then this year with the coaching change, reach out to through my agent to want to get back into the game, get on the field, do some coaching. That didn't happen. It's all good. No hard feelings. And then I saw the Baller story, and I actually sent him an email a little bit before Christmas time. And they reached back out to me. They thought they were getting catfished. They thought they were like someone was, and I said, no, this is me. And then Don Wakamatsu, who's now going to be the GM for the Ballers, called me. I was out golfing one day and talked to him for about an hour on the phone, and we talked about some things and said, I just want to get back into the game. And I saw this story, and I thought it was a good story. It's going to pick up steam, and we all know about the Oakland situation. So just about want to get back in the game, work with players, and, see where it goes.
That's pretty incredible. It reminds me of the movie Major League when I think Jake Taylor gets the call and he's like, no way is this Cleveland calling me. Come on, don't mess around. But they must have been thrilled when somebody of your background and prestige called them up and said, I want to be a part of this. And so I understand your role in the coaching staff is going to be infield coach. Is that right? And working with some of the left-handed hitters?
Yeah, I'm going to more importantly, I'm going to be like the first base coach and a bench coach for Micah Franklin. I played against Micah in the big leagues. We got a great staff. Aaron Miles, who's from Antioch, a Bay Area kid. He's going to be the third base coach, work with the infielders. I might work with some infielders, some left-handed hitters. Ray King, who I played against in the big leagues, left-handed pitcher. He's going to be the pitching coach. So we got a good staff. And in talking with Don, he said, whatever you want to do, we'll love your help. But I'm going to be there full time. I'm all in. I want to coach. So I'll be there at first base and be a bench coach when we're on defense. Maybe work with some of the infielders, some of the hitters, and see where it goes.
How much do you know about the Pioneer League? Because obviously even a lot of fans who are familiar with minor league baseball don't necessarily understand that this is independent. It's not part of the traditional AAA, AA, single A structure.
Yeah, I played with a lot of guys coming up. I played 4 years in minor leagues. I went to the University of Arizona and then was drafted by the Yankees. I played my minor league ball on the East Coast, but the Pioneer League has a long history of some good minor league baseball. Now that it's independent, some of the rules that I thought were kind of cool. We're not affiliated with any major league team.
Right.
Since the draft, when I came out, the draft was 50 rounds. Now it's down to 20. So there's a lot of players out there, good players, college players that aren't getting a shot. With this Pioneer League, I think you can't have more than 3 years experience in professional baseball. So some of these players are going to be young and excited. So the thing that was appealing to me was we're not affiliated with a major league organization. We can do things the way we want to do it. Whether it's a lot of analytics, less analytics, we can coach them. And our job is to maybe get these kids to sign with a major league organization, fulfill their dreams. Who knows? Maybe they get to the big league someday. If not, it'll just be fun to be a part of. It's professional baseball. These guys are going to get paid. And so I think that's kind of the way it's going now, like independent baseball, and to have a relationship with major league teams. They can call us, let us know about a kid And we're going to hold tryouts. We're going to try and get some local kids from the Oakland area, the Bay Area, sign them and develop them, see where it goes.
You know, obviously the Ballers are a very feel-good story, and we'll get into their inception and why they're even a thing and your thoughts on the A's situation. But just as it relates to challenges, like being an expansion team in any league, in any sport is difficult, let alone the Pioneer League, let alone as quickly as they're doing it. Part of the fun of this, maybe for you, just seems like the actual challenge itself.
Exactly. And like I said earlier, the Pioneer League's been around a long time. For people that aren't familiar, there's a couple teams in Colorado. There's a team in Utah. Most of it's in Montana,
yeah,
Idaho. I talked to one of our friends today, Richie Aurelia. Richie, when he got drafted, Richie out of St. John's, he went to the Pioneer League with the Giants. They had a team up there. One of my old teammates, Rob Nin, with the Giants, drafted out of high school, went to high school together. He played up in Billings, Montana.
Really?
Yeah, and there's Boise, Idaho, and so it's a league that's been around a long, long time. And I think that the fact, like I said earlier, get these kids, sign them, develop them, and then we're going to get a lot of input from some major league organizations. What do you think of this guy? What do you think of that guy?
Yeah.
And I think with the staff we have, from Don Wakamatsu to the other coach I talked about, we'll be able to give them a good analysis of what some of these kids can and can't do. And to see them, I played 4 years in the minor leagues, so to go through the minor league system, achieve your dream is huge. When I came out of high school, I had one scholarship offer to the University of Arizona out of high school for baseball. That was it. One.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
I went to Arizona, worked with the coaches there, got into the Yankee system, worked my way up, and anything's possible. So you never know. I think these kids are going to have a fresh outlook. They're going to be eager. They're going to want to be coached. Like I said, we're going to take some of the analytics, some of the other things, and work with them and see if they can achieve their dreams.
I've done this whole interview and not realized, am I looking at a Gold Glove right behind you right over there? Or two?
There's one.
Or a few?
If I move, there's actually 6 over there. So
they're all right behind you.
It's a couple Willie Mack awards.
Oh yeah, yeah. But imagine all of that doesn't happen. I don't think, if that one chance for you didn't happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? The bridge to whatever was next. And for you with the Ballers, I think I kind of know what you're saying here, is that if the chance doesn't happen for a lot of these kids with the Ballers, where else does it happen? And maybe they end up like a background like you've got there someday,
Yeah, you never know. And like I said, with the A's leaving to Vegas, we want to bring this back to the community. And Oakland, if people don't know, it has a rich history of some baseball, some good teams, so many players coming out of the East Bay. Just for the fan experience and people to get behind a team, watch these guys. And like I said, we're going to have a great coaching staff. We're going to coach them and hopefully get them on, to an organization. And then we can see their development. But from my experience, it takes someone believing in you, somebody giving you great advice. And I came out of high school, I played football, basketball, baseball. So I was an athlete. And then once I got to baseball only at Arizona, that's where I developed my skills. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have tryouts. We're going to create some jobs for these people at the stadium, get the community behind it, and keep baseball going in Oakland.
Well, since you mentioned that, and I mean, we have to go here in the interview, the Ballers are literally born from the A's potential departure from Oakland, and what a rough, sad, frustrating situation that is for the fan base and 50-plus years of existence and all that stuff. And look, JT, I mean, you're just jumping in with the Ballers. I don't want to put you in the middle of the A's situation, but you're aware of it to some degree. Do you have any thoughts on at least that side of what Oakland is facing right now, and just a very difficult situation all the way around?
It is difficult, and I was telling people when I came up with the Angels, I played 4 years, played in Oakland, and then with the Giants and Bay Bridge series. And Oakland was always a great place to play, right? The fans, it was loud, they were passionate, and to see them lose the team, I've had buddies of mine now that have been out of the game. I know some guys that have coached there and even managed there. And just to see the way it's all shaken down, you feel bad. You feel bad for the fans. And look, this isn't going to be a major league team, but it's going to be a professional team with guys playing hard. If we can give them a little uplifting experience, I think it's tragic. I love playing in Oakland. It was always a tough place to play. The stadium was always awesome. The fans were tough on you.
I don't want to jump in, but everything you're saying is in past tense, right? And I think that's kind of a weird thing, because in reality, maybe that still does exist. It just doesn't want to show up, or it can't exist. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll be honest, like, the A's have developed great players through the years, and developed them, and they've played, and they've had great teams. I mean, I played against Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco and Walt Weiss and Jason Giambi and Terry Steinbach and those guys. And in the past, and recently, when you see them develop players, then they can't afford to pay them or whatever and ship them off. It's kind of a sad thing. So, who knows? They find a home in Vegas, but this Ballers theme has got a lot of steam behind it. It's got a lot of passion. I've talked to the owners, Brian Carmel, Paul Friedman, and they're all in, and they want to save baseball in Oakland, and I hope that we can do that and create some jobs, provide people with a fun atmosphere to come out, watch some baseball, and keep it going. Yeah,
and I got one more Ballers question for you. What do you hope the first year brings? Obviously, you're going to be part of something from the ground up, which is very cool. Yeah. Like, who knows, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, what this might become. But what's like the short-term goal of what you'll hope to do this summer alone? I realize you can't do everything yet, get totally where you want to be, but what would be a good first-year goal?
Well, the first thing is to win the Pioneer League, right? The Oakland Ballers.
That'd be a nice start.
That's why we play. Let's get into the Pioneer League and let's win it with our players and our coaching staff. But just to build, there's going to be some things that maybe don't, go quite as planned.
Of course,
it's a learning experience on the fly. There's going to be other teams and teams that come down here we play, but just be patient. We're just jumping in, right? Jumping into something. Place to play, get a good field, get a good experience for the fans. And but the bottom line is, if you win and you have some good players and players that people can relate to, they're going to take hold of that and let's win the 2024 Pioneer League.
That'll set the franchise up for success.
Right.
Hey, and before I let you go, you're a hockey guy. Are you watching the Sharks? You're watching the Sharks or what?
I have been. I've been following for a long time.
Rough season, I know.
Not the great shirt, but my son played travel hockey when he was younger. He played up here in San Mateo for the Cougars, and then we played the San Jose Sharks. And I think hockey for kids it's the best youth sport. I've never seen kids play so hard.
Yeah,
and they love their ice time.
Yeah,
they love to practice. And I've been at the rink at 11 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning for skating drills. But I have a lot of respect. Back in the day when the Sharks, Tom McClellan was a coach, and those guys, I got to meet a bunch of those guys, Jamie Baker, all those guys. I just have a lot of respect for them. I think they play the game the right way. They play it hard. There's not a lot of excuses. There's not a lot of celebrating. It's just kind of old school. So I love the NHL. I love in any sport. I love the playoffs. And trust me, I had a lot of nights where I had stinky hockey gear in the back of my truck and putting it out on the front lawn to air out my kids' skates and gloves and pads. It's a great sport, and everybody should embrace it. And you know what? I'm behind the Sharks. Not the greatest year, but we'll be back.
Yeah,
it happens. We'll be back, but I support the Sharks, and I love the Bay Area sports.
You've got it right that no baseball clubhouse ever has the same smell of a hockey dressing room. It just never, fortunately, it never will. Hockey's different in a lot of ways. But it's very cool to hear you say that. And anytime you need the Sharks connection, you just let me know. We'll take care of you. So
I'll love that. I love watching guys play hard and playing the right way.
Yeah. JT, thank you so much for the time and opportunity here and talking to you. And obviously, best of luck. We will see you this summer out in Oakland.
Sounds good. Thanks, Brody. Thanks for having me on.